Hi, Pam. Hello, hello, hello. I'm live. Yes, you're first. You're here. Yes, I usually have to wait a little bit for somebody to come in here, too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, I've had a good day. I didn't go down. Yes, it's been a good day. So, my son found someone to fix his car. So, because his brakes were squealing, and so I was like, let me give you my card, and because he found a mobile mechanic on Reddit, and and I stayed over here and didn't go to the beach. I did my laundry, and then I went and got some groceries, and then I went for a hike for like about an hour. And I realized we must have hiked like 6 or maybe almost 7 miles when we went on that hike on Saturday, because we came back a different way, and it's 2.4 miles. I don't think we went back a shorter way. My son found another way, and we hiked straight up the hill when we went down to the waterfall. That Yes, brakes are very important. That's why I was like, and he was like trying not to drive his car, and I'm like, we need to get this fixed. And so, and I'm still like been looking around for an inexpensive alternative for us, you know, to rent, or even buy. Like, I saw a teeny. I should contact that Stacy lady, because that Stacy lady messaged me, but like I've been so busy. But and then I'm like, I don't really know um, what the plan is now. This time, for once, my plan is not changed again. I'm pretty sure now. I'm still, though, unclear if that rule of 55 could apply to me, but I don't think it does. I think with my 401k that I moved already out of my husband's account to my account when we divorced, part of it. I think I could have taken it out then. But no, I might not have even been able to take it out then. I don't know. I think I might. Well, I think because I was getting it in the divorce and it was coming out of his, I might have been able to withdraw it without penalties then. And I think he might have thought that's what I was going to do. I should tell you guys that story. I told my son the other day, but I'll tell you that story because I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to get the cash, and I was kind of like freaking out. I thought I was going to get $240,000 in cash out of the 401k, and I didn't know what to do. And I wanted it to keep earning and stuff. And I was only 52. And I don't know. I don't think I was going to get Yeah, see, and we can wait a year until I'm 59 and a half. It's not really hardship. Yeah, I've been reading like all of those rules. Yeah. And all of the different reasons you can take it out. It says you can even take out some of it to pay for college. But sometimes it's only like a little amount. Like you can take out 10,000 without a penalty. And so I haven't talked to my financial advisor this week. So I'm still, yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna wait a year though, and so I've been looking around, And there's this tiny house on Marketplace that's 2 bedroom and it's beautiful and it's $45,000. I think it's $45,000. Um, but there's not a place to put it. I'm gonna fix some tea. Let me get some. My water is boiling over here. Let me turn you this way. See the cool pot I have to make tea in my room. I got this. Tea is included. So I was just talking to a guy who has a place. The places on Marketplace, a lot of times they don't even explain anything, and you have to ask them to figure out what's going on. So there's this place, $700 for rent. I'm like, what the heck? There's not a 2 bedroom apartment for rent for $700 in San Diego. And of course, it's in Mexico. So I was just talking to that guy. He was really trying to convince me. Can you hear me okay, Pam? So he was really trying to convince me. And I said, my son doesn't even have a passport yet. And he's like, you need a California driver's license is all you need. And I'm like, he doesn't have that yet either. I'm like, we just got here. And so yeah, I was talking to that guy, but I was going to go look at this house and see what's up with this house. But see, we don't have a place to put it. That's the thing. It's a beautiful house. I'll show it to you. Let me see. I can show it to you. Let me light the candle first. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And I'm gonna put it out. I think I can leave it. I'll leave it lit for a little bit. Well, I don't want it to. Do you think that will make a mark on the shelf above it? I'm just gonna put it out just to be safe. I don't know if it's allowed. I don't know if it's allowed. But yeah. So let me see if I can pull this up and I'll show it to you. I'll show you this house. So she hasn't confirmed it. And my son also has a he has an interview tomorrow. So let me show you this. Because this would be perfect for the time being while I wait to cash out my 401k till I'm 59 and a half. So this is the house. Look at this. It's 40. I'm like, what is up with this? I don't know why this house is $40,000. There's one that's $45,000 that's just like one room, legit tiny. This is huge. So it's not on a spot. So I'd have to find a spot to put it. So, but it's really beautiful. And also it has a bathtub. Look at that. It has a bathtub. You see that? Can you see that, Pam? Look at this beautiful bathtub. It's like too good to be. Yes, that's what I'm asking myself. Why is it so cheap? I don't understand. It might cost like $40,000 to move it, and they they maybe, I don't know, I don't understand. But it's 2 bedrooms too. Look at it, it's beautiful. Look at that. I'm like, are you kidding me? What's the catch here? What's the catch? So, and it's in El Cajon right now. But, just where's the spot to put it, So, but 2 bedrooms, so it's big enough for, my son and I. But like a place to put it. And then let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you the place in Mexico. Yeah, and the guy is really trying to convince me. Because I was like, what? It doesn't really explain that it's in Mexico. Oh wait, no, it does say Pasos de Playas. Okay, I missed that. Okay, let me show you this place. So, not gonna get it, don't worry. But, so yeah, that looks super nice, doesn't it? I'm like, what's the catch? There was a smaller one that is 40,000. And this is the apartment in Mexico. But like, we don't have any furniture. It's a washer and dryer and everything, and shower. Look at this. That makes it seem like not safe. What's with the barbed wire on the fence and all that? No, don't think so. I was just laughing though. I sent it to my son. I'm like, how about this? Tijuana. He said you could see that's in Tijuana. Yeah, exactly. And look at this. Let me find the other one. So compare this house. I don't know what's showing on the thing, StreamYard. Let me see. Okay, that's still showing that. Okay. But the tiny house, yeah, this is in Tijuana. $700 a month. 2 bedrooms for $700 a month. One car parking space with automatic door opener. So, let me show you. Yeah, I've been a couple times. Well, I've been to Rosarito Beach. We went on a mission trip with the Newsboys in 2017 and 2018. I went with the God's Not Dead missions. I want to show you. Let me see. So this teeny house, look at this teeny house. Let me take this one down. And look at this teeny house is actually more. And it's really legit teeny. And it's like one room. I'll show you this. So I don't know why that big one with the 2 bedrooms is is only $40,000 because this one is $45,000. And look, it just has a sink like that. I don't know, like, where's the space to put the... It has a tub, though. Look at that. It does have a tub. It's 26 inches long. See, this tiny house is legit tiny. My RV was 31 feet long. This is 26 feet long, 8.5 feet wide, and 13 inches tall. 13 feet tall, not 13 inches tall. But that's legit tiny. So I'm just like, what? This one's in Escondido, but see, it doesn't have, it's not on a space. If the people, this girl used to live in it, I was living in it, or maybe is living in it now, but I guess the people don't want to rent the space anymore. So I don't know. The other one might be a scam. Yeah, I don't know. I need the battery operated candles. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at, because I can scrape together like $40,000 if I could find a place to rent to put it on and putting my food together. So yeah, I don't know. So just trying to find a more comfortable spot for my son than his car. And that, that won't be, because this is just one room. And actually the next Airbnb I'm going to is a little bit cheaper, but it's still just for one person. And it's $20 extra to have another person at this Airbnb. I think she said, yeah, $20 it would be. But he wanted to be by the beach anyways. He didn't even ever sleep on, she said it would be safe for him to sleep on the street, but he hasn't. So yeah, I'm wondering if the other one might be a scam. It's interesting. I don't know. My son has an interview at, around the same time I'm supposed to go be in El Cajon. So I don't know, but he might come over here while I'm over there. My Airbnb host has already met him and everything. And he did a load of laundry here. He took a shower twice, But that hike was long. I went on a little part of the hike, but didn't go all the way down to the waterfall today. So I hiked for about an hour. So I did that after I did my laundry. I went to the grocery store. I went for a hike. And my son got his brakes fixed by the mobile mechanic he found on Reddit. So I feel like we got a lot done today. I think Ramona might have some places. So I was thinking to put a ad looking for a place, um, to put it, to see if anybody wants me to pay them, 800 to $1,000 for me. Hey, do you have a spot for a tiny home on your property, Pam? What's your zoning rules out there in Alpine? Hey, anybody out there in Southern California want my 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 son said something like, "Well, Uncle John let us put it on his property," and I'm like, he doesn't want me on his property in my RV. I don't think he wants me to put my tiny home on his property. I don't think so. Oh, somebody messaged me back. Let me see who that was. Hmm. So that person with the 26-foot tiny home, she said the home is available. I'm supposed to clear off the land I've been renting, and that includes the teeny home. I found this space I've been on the last 3 years on a Facebook page. I rent the back portion of that half-acre property here in Escondido. See, that's what I could do. Mm. Maybe this is the one I should go look at tomorrow. But I just got a message from someone. Let me see who I got a message from. Lot space is $1,200 a month. Oh, I'm gonna message her too. Yeah, so I found another one too. A 1 bed, 1 bath. So I'm finding these ones that are 40. Like I can scrape together like $43,000. And but if it's one like this, my son will have to sleep. I'm like, your air mattress. He's like, yeah, he has an air mattress he has for camping. Yeah, like I can sleep on an air mattress in the front room. This is in Ramona. I'll show it to you. Let me go back over here. So you lived in a planned community with an HOA. Yeah. Is your HOA a lot? Yeah, I want to find a, now that I have a year, maybe I'll be able to find a house like somewhere. I obviously won't be in San Diego, but somewhere. Maybe not thermal though. I saw that house I could buy flat out in thermal California. Like I saw really cheap houses like in Nyland out there by Salvation, out in the desert by the Salton Sea. Um, yeah, but maybe I'll be able to find a house if I um, since I have a year to look now. The Mexico guy is really trying to. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Like like one's on a condominium. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking big. First off, I thought I could get a loan. I thought I could get a loan on like maybe 240 because like I'm thinking like I have that much in my 401k, but they don't even consider that. They don't even consider that. It's way too, yeah, in the summer. Yeah. We were driving back to Georgia when going through the Mojave Desert when the kids were little. I think that's when Ian was about, I think that's when Claire was baby. Hey, Brenda. Hey, how are you? So I think it was 97 was when Claire was a baby. And the AC broke in the Mojave Desert. It was 114 degrees. It was crazy. And it was a belt that broke, and the AC broke, and it was almost hotter with the windows up than the windows down because it was just so hot. It was so hot. How are you, Brenda? Are you having a good day too, Pam? I didn't ask you about your day. How are you and how are you, Brenda? How is everybody doing? So, okay. See, that's why another reason why I want a house. I want a garden. Oh, it's hot out there, huh? Yeah, I saw somewhere it said it was like going to get 82, but see, I went back by the beach and it doesn't get to 82 there. I thought it was over here. Um, I don't know where I was. Maybe when I was in El Cajon or something. Because does it get up to 82 there, Pam? My son and I were talking about that. I was like, you can go to the beach and it drops like 20 degrees. So my brother in up in Santa Clarita, we were like about an hour from Ventura, and so it would be. Oh, good, I can look at this place. Um, it snowed. Last week it snowed. That sounds like the way Denver is sometimes in the spring. Denver's crazy like that in the spring. It'll snow, and then 5 days later it's 72 degrees. Yeah, Denver's crazy like that. Denver's crazy like that. Oh, it was 83. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I was somewhere else because I was like, I thought it said, and I was like, am I that far inland where I am at this Airbnb? I'm not really. I'm in near that place where we hiked. Did y'all see my video? Like, it's not getting that many views, but Los Pesquitos, our hike, gosh, I think we went, oh gosh. So it's 2.4 miles to the creek, to the waterfall, right? And my son finds this path that's up. In some ways, he is like his dad, but in the good ways, thankfully. But he found a path out. I think he thought it was going to be shorter, but I don't think it was shorter. I think it was probably longer. And we went straight up the hill, and then we ended up in the neighborhood, but we were 1.8 miles away from this to walk back to this place. So we went on a long hike. I'm thinking it probably was at least 6 miles. Maybe we went more. I don't know. I didn't have my phone. But my phone's I don't have this set that high. I don't know what I have on I think I have it set just under a mile maybe or something. So like every day it's saying like you exceeded your goal. It's like you exceeded your goal 300%. So I set the standard low, so it's always affirming me and saying, way to go. You exceeded your goal. But yeah, so Ian had the all trails, and but wait, let me show you this other house I just found. Oh, I was telling him like we both like this Lewis Howes podcaster, and he's going to be in San Diego tomorrow night. Maybe we'll go hear Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. I'm going to see if tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to go see that house. Like you said, Pam, it might be a scam. It's supposed to at 10 a.m. tomorrow, but that they haven't confirmed it yet. She said she'd confirm it tonight. So I don't know. I haven't heard back from her. And then my son has like at 11:30, he was going to come over here and do his Zoom interview. So maybe he can do that and we can go look at, I'll show you this one. So this one is $43,000. And that's it. She just messaged me again. So it's small, but he could, so he'd sleep right here. He could sleep right there. And it's really small, but it has, let's see. It doesn't have a picture of the bathroom. 1 bed, 1 bath. So it's like the front of it, it looks like a tiny home, the front of it. Doesn't show a picture of the bathroom, so I don't know what the bathroom looks like, but it's in Ramona. And she just, yeah, she's asking what's a good time for me. I think tomorrow. So yeah, that one. Yeah, it's manufactured. It is. And the space rent is $1,200. I think that's a guest I haven't met. There's a guest here I haven't met. There's a lot of people in this house. So, six bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Look at the chat. Hey, Elsa. Hi. Hello, how are you? Yeah, do I really want to buy that? Oh no, it's pretty old. I wonder what year it is. Does it say what year it is? I don't know if it says what year it is. It's an older one. So it says nice older park models for sale. The park model is set up in Mussey Grade Village Park. You will need to contact park manager for showing and park approval. So let's see. She's messaging me. Oh, what's a good time for you? Let me see. $12 or 1 p.m. Yeah, and I have 3 new messages. Let's see. What do I have 3 new messages about? Oh, someone went to see the movie Snow White. Anybody else seen that? I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna wait because this one. So the $40,000 one, the one that looks real fancy. I'll confirm tomorrow evening. She said. So I don't know. One would be better. Okay. Let me put this in my phone and see how far away this is. So I've been getting my map thing out so I can find out where to go and how far away it is and try to become more familiar with the area. I went to the up in Ramona. Directions from my location. Yes. 41 minutes away. Okay. Fernbrook. Okay. Whoa. I accidentally closed my window. What did I do that for? Didn't mean to do that. It says, what I say, it says 41 minutes away. Don't get in a hurry to buy them. This is just a little tiny home. I'm not in a hurry to buy I'm just trying to find a place where my son and I can stay for a year till I can buy a more permanent place. But no, you're right. I don't want to get in a hurry to buy a home. I was looking to rent an apartment in Mexico. No, I wasn't really going to rent an apartment in Mexico. But what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say it is 41 minutes away. But so yeah, I'm looking for a place to rent for 2 people now. So that's the thing, Brenda. I'm looking for a place for me and my son, and I really didn't want a roommate that I don't know anyways. That's a big unknown. Oh, I made my tea and now I'm not drinking it. I got ginger tea. Yeah, I'm not. Well, now, like I said last time, I'm waiting a year to buy a home. So that's why I'm hoping to buy a home, buy a place, a real house on some land, but it would be, in the outskirts, the outskirts of here, but not Mexico. No, not Mexico. Not Mexico. But yeah, take care to tap floors, especially in the bathroom. Oh, tap the floors. Make sure they're not going to cave in. Surprisingly, it's a big house, though. It's a big house. So that's so this lady She took out, she was able to, because she left her job at the university, she was able to, with a rule of 55, take it out in order to add on. But she had like her whole business planned, and I don't really think I want to do Airbnb again. If I got a 3-bedroom though, I might rent the 3rd bedroom out. Like we were talking about that. When, when I'm 59 and a half and do take mine out. Yeah, there's a lot rent when you're in a tiny home community or a mobile home park. Also, that's the thing. So maybe if I wait a year, I'm thinking of getting another day job. I joked before, and I'm a writer, I'm a musician, I'm a YouTuber. Well, they say don't quit your day job. Well, I didn't have a day job, and then I got the job lifeguarding. I might get another day job. Or I might go busk. I'll go play my flute. I'll go play my flute where all the tourists hang out, and say some poems on the corner and put my little can on it and put like Red-Headed Riding Hood. I'll learn to play my ukulele. I didn't show my son. I was telling my son about my ukulele. I didn't show it to him yet. I'm like, oh, I have it. I took it into the Airbnb. I'm one more week at this Airbnb, and then I moved to one that's less, that's in Santee, that's for a month for April. No, well, I was thinking about the 3rd. Now I'm not thinking about the 3rd bedroom. When I was thinking I was going to buy, when I was thinking I wasn't going to have penalties to take out my 401k, when I was thinking to buy, yeah, some places have rules. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and I've never seen an Airbnb that was at a mobile home. I don't think they allow you to do that. I don't think they allow you to Airbnb it out. And now they have lots of rules here that Irina was telling me about in San Diego. But back in, I'm not sure if it was 20, because I came here in 2017. Was it 2017? Yeah, I came here in 2017 and I came here in 2018. I'm not sure which time it was, because I came here for the God's Not Dead missions trip the Newsboys does to Mexico. I was like a Newsboys groupie, but not the bad kind. Most of those guys are married, so it wasn't that kind of groupie. But and a couple of times I made them red velvet cupcakes, so they would know Red was at their concert if they had the red velvet cupcakes before the concert. They're like, Red's here. And yeah, their manager called me. He called me gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. And he's English. I think he's married too, though. No, maybe he's Australian, like the drummer. Oh gosh, I used to be obsessed with them, and now I forgot his name. They were Australian band. It was Peter Furler, and when they tour as Newsboys United, they go with Peter Furler and the old guys from the band that was from Australia. But now it's American guys, Michael Tate, and I don't remember their names anymore. What is the Australian? The drummer is one of the original members, Duncan. That's it, Duncan. Yeah, give us some sugar, love. He'd say, give us some sugar, love. And I'm like, I know you're married. Stop it. And but yeah, I'd make them red velvet cupcakes. So when I was here, so I was saying all that. Red's chasing rabbits again. That I came here once, and I'm not sure which year it was, but I stayed at an Airbnb where this lady rented out her room, and it was a 1-bedroom apartment. She had a futon in the front room, and she slept on the futon and Airbnb'd her room out. And I was thinking the whole time, I was like, and the parking was like sketchy. I remember some neighbor tried to pick me up too. It was funny. It was like when I was going through that was like, 2017, when I came out here in 2017, when I came out here in 2018, that was before my divorce. I mean, I was like just so naive, and I was just like out there, and I was just like traveling because my ex wouldn't take me anywhere. He wouldn't take me anywhere. And I wasn't talking to my dad that much because my stepmother just made it so awkward. He got with her like right after my mom passed. My mom passed in 2009. He got with her in 2010, and she just like didn't like. I really scared her, I think. So I'm going on to the next story, and I haven't finished the first one. Oh wait, no, I did. The lady with the Airbnb that rented out her 1-bedroom apartment. This was the cheapest Airbnb I've ever found in San Diego, I think. Probably. I also stayed at a surfing hostel in San Clemente. That was a pretty good price, and there was like more than one person in a room, and you were in like a cubicle. Ian was like, that probably wouldn't be big enough for me. Might not be long enough because he's 6'2". But I was like, I bet you'd fit. But it was like a bunk bed, but it was like all enclosed. And there was 2 of them in the room. And then there wasn't another person in the room for me. So I basically had a private room, but there was a bathroom. It was like a hostel. It was like the bathroom in a gym, and like they had separate showers, a ladies' room and a men's room. And they had a kitchen that you could go cook in. I only stayed in it a couple of nights for the Switchfoot getaway. That was appropriate, surfing hostel. And so those 2 were probably the cheapest Airbnbs I found in San Diego. Yeah, I think the first time I came here, I stayed at a hotel. So it must have been 2018. So anyways, so the first time I came here, that was 2017. I mean, when I realized it. Yeah, that probably was when I realized it. So 2017, when I came here to San Diego, and I was about to go to Mexico, like I went on the cruise after we separated because my husband said, and I had my passport because my husband said, get your passport. We'll go on. I wanted to go on a cruise for our 25th wedding anniversary, which was in 2011. We split up in 2014, and I decided in 2017 to go on the cruise because it was not the Newsboys. It was the Jesus Freak reunion cruise of DC Talk. Michael Tate, the one that's in the Newsboys now, was in the band DC Talk. And DC Talk guys got together and they had a reunion and they had a cruise in 2017. And that was the first cruise I ever went on. And right after that, I decided to go on the Newsboys trip to Mexico, and they had a cancellation. So I was able, it was wild that I was able to get that. And so I came to San Diego, and I remember I was thinking, I was like, yeah, my parents brought me down here. We came down here. My mom had a friend she went to school with that still lived, because she went to La Jolla High School. My mom graduated from La Jolla High School. I used to have this cool ring. My sister has it now. I wish I got that back from her. But I used to wear my mom's class ring, and she was a class of, I think it was 1946. Class of 1946, La Jolla High School. And my aunt, that's why my aunt, they lived down here. Before my grandfather retired from the Army, he was stationed down here. And my aunt, Dorothy, was born down here. And my mom graduated from La Jolla High School. So I had this really cool 1946. That's another. I have so many stories. Like always, to tell you guys. We had carpet cleaners come to our house on Boca Raton, and that ring disappeared off my dressing table. And my mom was so shrewd. She was so smart. And I was so meticulous. I always put my ring in the same, like I had a little cup, a little mug that I got at Disneyland, I think, or Disney World, with Goofy on it. And I always took the ring off when I got home and put it away right there. And they came and cleaned our carpets, and the ring disappeared. My mom called up, I think it was Sears too, called up the carpet cleaning people and is like, did maybe get my this ring get sucked up in your machine, and something like that. She got the ring back because she was persistent, and she was like, it's my class ring from my high school, and my daughter's very meticulous, and she noticed it was gone, and it was crazy. Yeah, my mom got that ring back. So I'm just like going on down the path, chasing rabbits. I'm chasing rabbits. So yeah, for watching. Thank you all for being here and listening to me babble on. I haven't said a poem yet, but yeah, I went to the Coda at the coffee shop again on Sunday, so it was good. And last week I went to, I've been going to one regularly at La Mesa. I'm not being anonymous, I guess, though. Coda is really helpful to me, and this is a good little devotional. In this moment, Coda meditation book. It's very good. Well, maybe I'll read you today's, and I'll do my double video. Let me read you this. It's not a poem, but it's good. It's good. It's the 24th. Oh, and guess what? 1 month here. Well, 4 weeks exactly. Because, February was short. 4 weeks here today because it's Monday. Oh, and this is a good one. In this moment, I speak up. Let me. Oh, you know what? I need to turn this light on. I need some more light. Is that too bright? That's better, isn't it? I didn't show you the rainbow today. There's the rainbow. And there's the butterflies. And I'm going to. So anyways, that's what all is going on with us. We both got a lot done today because he got his brakes fixed. And I got groceries and hiked and did my laundry. So, and he has a job interview tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. And I might go look at that house if it's a real thing. I might go see what's up with that house. Okay, I'm going to read you this. Okay. It's March 24th. Let me put it on video. Hi, I'm going to read you this. March 24th, in this moment, Coda devotional. In this moment, I speak up. Growing up in a home when caretaking and enmeshment were the norm, where peace at any price was the unspoken rule, I learned to stuff my feelings. Yeah, me too. Today, when a loved one speaks to me in a demeaning or abusive tone, I have choices. In my mind, I sort out the incident and focus on my responsibility, my reaction, my feelings. I ask myself, what is my part in this situation? What do I need to do to take care of myself? Today, through working the 12 steps of Codependence Anonymous, I have found my voice. I no longer stay silent in order to keep the peace. I share my feelings and ask for what I need. I speak up. Yeah, that's a good one. It depends a lot on the situation, though, also. Bye. There. Last time my shorts, when I did my live, didn't do as well. It's kind of sad. And my watch time is like staying. It was like up to 2,100, and now it's like 2,093. So I need to get on it. I need to think up some other videos to do. And I think we might go to the zoo. Still, we might go to the zoo. The zoo is $75 a person now. I asked my son if he wanted to go on a boat ride. You can take a boat ride for 2 hours. I don't know. Is that the going price? Are there any better prices? I could look some more. Pam, do you know? But we can take a boat ride like out in the bay and stuff for $35 a person. So it'd be cheaper than the zoo, but just a couple hours. And that's fun. We did that with Switchfoot, and we go on a boat ride and we get to hear Switchfoot play on the boat too. So it was really cool. But I'm probably gonna not do the Switchfoot getaway. The Switchfoot getaway is like $1,000. It's too much. So I'm probably not going to do that this year. So I did that last year. So yeah, I think it was 35. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like we used to go drift boat fishing for like 35 a person down in Boca Raton or Delray Beach or something when I was a teenager. My mom used to take us, like, especially my brother Tim. He loved to fish, so took him out drift boat fishing. And I kind of liked it too. I caught snapper. And then there's nothing like I don't really like freshwater fish that much. But I like oh goodness. So my husband and I, when we first got married, and I think even before we got married, we used to go, I forget where it was, way down in Delray, maybe. So we lived in South Florida. And so we would go to the intercoastal to this spot and fish, and we would catch like snappers. It was so good. So my husband would skin it, and I remember we stopped going as much, and then that's when we found we were so poor. we had this crappy car and it broke down like the week I was due. So we didn't even have a car when my oldest child was born. And I was just barely 20. And we had just gotten married 9 months before that. He had just finished college. He finished his college in December 1986, and we had Sarah in March of 87. So he worked at a print shop, and then he got the engineering job at the base, and that's how we ended up in Georgia at Warner Robins Air Force Base, because another kid he went to University of Florida with, a kid who was also the son of a guy that worked at IBM with my father-in-law, and my dad worked at IBM, but they didn't work in the same place. But this other guy that took engineering at U of F, his brother had got a job up there at the base, and that's how we found out they were hiring. So in 1988, that's how I ended up in Georgia for 32 years. 32 years and 5 kids later. Yeah. So, yep. Let me drop the link. I don't know if I shared it. I need to share it on my space. Did you all watch the Los Pesquitos hike video? We went like straight up the hill, and it was rough. I was so exhausted that night. I was so tired. Our hike on Saturday. So it's a good 5 miles. So it's 2.4 miles, the hike to the, and since we walked to the park too, we must have gone at least like 6 or 7 miles. So because we came back the hard way. We came back the hard way, going straight up the hill, and then we ended up like way down the street from Irina's, because we were 1.8 miles away. But at least we weren't on. I was afraid I was gonna fall, and Ian was like way in front of me, and I'm just like, gosh, I'm gonna die back here. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna roll down the hill. I got scratched. Wait, can you see my scratch? It's got scratched up. Not too bad though. But we were so tired. And before that, Ian went to the gym. So he was sore. I think he was sore though. He went running. On the at the bay. Before that, I think. Oh, he went to the gym. So, okay, let me put this here. Let's see. Does that link work? I don't have this opened on YouTube, do I? Let's see. I'm checking my link. I'm just kind of obsessive like that. Does my link work? Yeah, it works. It was nice. It was a good hike. And it was warm here, but it's like, gosh, when you lived in Georgia or even Florida for a while, like it just doesn't get hot here. This is not hot. It does not get hot here. Um, it's not. Now, my brother, see, that's what I was going to say. Like when I was with my brothers in 2018, it was at July. That was the year I drove across. I had someone watching my Airbnb. That's when I had Gladys was staying at my Airbnb, and I had a friend watching my Airbnb. I drove across the country. I went I went to the Switchfoot Getaway first, I think, and then I spent. What was it? In the middle or at the end? Might have been at the end. I went to the Switchfoot Getaway. I went on the Newsboys trip to Baja, California, to Mexico for they build houses for poor people down there, and it's this guy named Baja Bob, and this ministry. I forget what the ministry is called. It's You probably can Google it. I think they still go. I have friends like on Facebook that still go to it like every year. It's called the Newsboys God's Not Dead Missions Trip. I think they stopped, like they didn't go 2020, 2021, but I think they started it back up like 2022, but I haven't been on it again since 2018. But anyways, so I started to tell you when I was out here in 2017, I was like, yeah, I've been down here. My parents brought me down here. I think we went to even SeaWorld. We don't do SeaWorld anymore. My son's not interested, neither am I. Did you watch that video? Oh my goodness. Those poor orcas, and they kill people, and so sad. So sad. We won't go to SeaWorld, but I think we did go to SeaWorld. But anyways, my parents brought me down here, and I'm like, I was about to go to Mexico. My first time going out of the country since I got married. We went to Mexico, and I was thinking about all this. We went up to Canada before. I can't remember how old I was when we did that. My dad had some relative or friend of the family. He didn't have very many relatives. My dad was adopted. He was an only child. And he didn't really have that much family, but someone he knew, a relative of his mom or dad, was up in Canada, and we went up to Canada once. So I'm thinking about all this when I was in San Diego and, not divorced yet. And I'm like, wow, my parents took me more places. Mexico, Canada, San Diego, Yosemite, Carpinteria, all the great places in California too. And then up, into Seattle. They had friends in Seattle. I remember I got lost in Seattle. I was terrified. So I got lost in Seattle, but found my way back because I remembered the people's last name who we were staying with. So anyways, I was like, my parents took me more places in 18 years than my husband took me in 32 at that time, I think. So that was 2018, 2017. 31. But so I thought that, and I wasn't talking to my dad too much because like I said, it was just awkward with my stepmother. But I saw him. We went and ate with them when I came out here in 2018, And in 2018, my dad turned 90 because he was born in 1928. So my dad was born in San Francisco in 1928. And so after I had this revelation of how many places my mom and dad took us, and when we went, when we moved to Florida, we went up the East Coast. And I always tell people like the difference between, stark difference between camping on the East Coast in the summer and camping on the West Coast in the summer. And I'm telling you, the West Coast is the best coast. We would go to camping. It would never be rainy. It doesn't rain here in the summer. That's not the rainy season. And we went camping on the East Coast because we went up to DC one time when we first moved out there. We went up to DC. We went and looked around Washington, DC. And then when I was 18 and graduated from high school, I was going out with my husband to be at that time when I was 18, just a baby myself. And we went up all the way up to Boston and met some of my mom's family were in Boston from my mom's side of the family. My grandmother was born in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And they were dairy farmers. Little house and 9 kids all born in the house. Crazy. But I saw that farm. We never went up the East Coast, and we were in Georgia, and I kept thinking like, I wanted to go. And then my mom had, my mom had an aunt and an uncle still living, Paul and his wife, Stella, my grandmother's sister, my grandmother's youngest sibling, Ruth. They were all still living when we were in Georgia. We always drove either down to Florida or out to California, to see, his family, his parents or my parents. And he never took us up the East Coast. And so like, I was just like, my parents took me more places in 18 years than my husband took me in 30 years. And when my dad turned 90, I wrote him a letter and said all that to him and thanked him. And I sent him a gift card and again, like she didn't ever acknowledge anything I did. And she pretended like she didn't have my phone number. And she's like, we don't go to this restaurant. There was one, it was like too far away, I guess. I looked it up. It was like an Olive Garden card, I think. She gave it to my sister-in-law. She said, we've been trying to call. I finally called them. And she's like, she pretended like, we've been trying to call you. And Joyce gave us a number in Mobile, gave us a number in Alabama. And it's like, I'm like, I wanted to say, you idiot. It's a mobile number. It's not Mobile, Alabama, stupid. It's a mobile phone number, and it's the same number I've had for it's the same number I got back that I've had for years and years and years. Gosh, I've had it 20 years now, probably. I don't know. I've had it since 2000 something. Probably since my youngest was a baby. I don't know, but I've had it for a long before, since when my mom passed, and she's acting like, we don't have your number. Like, yeah, you do, you stupid. You just don't want to talk to me. So let me tell you a funny story about my stepmother. So like my voice, and it's funny, and my voice and I guess my sister's voice sounds the same. And like there was a video, I think I actually put it. Let me share the video on here. Let me see if I can find it. So there's a video like my sister and I talking, and we sound the same, our voices. And so my voice kind of sounds like my mom's. And my mom was very safety conscious. And so when I came out in 2014, right after my ex and I separated, I decided I wanted to come out here, and that was like the first time since, like, I always had to come out to California. I had to bring one of the kids, because my ex didn't want to be left in charge of all of them. Well, one time I would take 3 kids at least. I took the 2 oldest and left the 2 middle. I left Ian and Claire with him. And I took the 2 oldest and the youngest. Or I went with just my youngest. Or I took the 3 youngest. When my brother Paul died, I took my 3 youngest kids. But I always had a kid, at least one kid with me, until my mom passed. And that was the first time I went to California by myself to see my family, because, he couldn't handle it. So now which story was I telling you? So when I came out here in 2014, I went to church with my dad, and I was singing in the choir at my Baptist church back in Georgia then. And I sang in the choir with my dad, because my mom and dad always sang in the choir. And when that was a good thing that came out of me being kicked out of the Celebrate Recovery, as I joined the choir at my church. And I had never done that. And I always wanted to, because I love to sing. I love to sing and I love music, and I always wanted to do that, and I didn't. And, I did a lot of things that like I would never do when I split up with my husband, or, towards the end. I did that in 2012. I joined my choir. But so I was going to church with my dad and my stepmother, and I remember I said the poem for them, the haunting poem, in the van on the way to church. But I also reminded my stepmother, her name is Nanette, to fasten your seatbelt. Don't forget to fasten your seatbelt. And she was literally spooked. She turned around and went, "Oh, I just heard out," because my stepmother knew my mom, because they went to the same church. She was the pianist. My dad married the pianist at his church, and she knew my mom. So I literally spooked her, like, "Here's Ellen's ghost coming after you because you stole her husband." And ever since then, she's been like, I would call to say I was coming. Like, I came with Ian in 2015. I flew out here with Ian when he was on spring break from Thanksgiving break from the University of Georgia. I came out for Thanksgiving, and I had said before, and I hadn't got my plane tickets last minute. I would do all this stuff last minute. And especially, like, I went on the first time I went on the Newsboys thing, that was a last minute plan. I was just like going. Before, I used to not go anywhere because I knew my husband didn't want me to. And like, that's why I started doing my nails. Like, I'm not doing them now because it's so much money, but I never got a manicure like that. That was he wouldn't want me to do. I wouldn't do anything if he didn't want me to do it. Right. So as soon as we separated, I started being like, let's go, let's do this. And when I came out here to see Joyce, that's how I ended up going to, I went to Niagara Falls with my sister-in-law in 2014 too. And then it was so much fun. It's like I was free. So I started just going places all the time. And until it got really tight with the money, and in 2017 is when I started I was still looking for a job too, though. I was still looking for a job, and the divorce wasn't final until 2018. And I started doing Airbnb in my house in 2017, and I did it until 2019. And I kept looking for a job too in between the traveling. But when I was still living in the house too, because I stayed in the house with him Yeah, he wanted to control everything. Exactly. And it was super cheap. That's why he didn't want to really take me anywhere. But for our 25th wedding anniversary, I was trying to talk him into it. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, get your passport. And that's why I had my passport. And I used it the first time. They didn't put a stamp on it, though. I was almost disappointed. Well, Joyce and I went to, so I came out here to California in 2014, the time I was telling you about when I spooked my stepmother with my mom's voice. Fasten your seatbelt. My mom was so safety conscious, and that did sound just like my mom. To be like, fasten your seatbelt, Nanette. And I freaked her out totally. And then she was just like, oh, you're too scary. Ellen's ghost is haunting me. So, yeah. And it seemed like ever since then, she was just like, and so when we came out for Thanksgiving, I had talked to them on the phone and I said, we might come out for Thanksgiving. And it was like a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. She just didn't believe me. And then I would always call my mom and dad, well, my mom was gone. I call my dad when I got into LA because I would always fly into LAX, come up here to my parents, sometimes go up. I did go that time, go all the way up to see my aunt. I borrowed my brother's truck. It used to be Jody's truck. That time, in 2014, I think, I borrowed my brother's truck and went up to my aunt's. No. Yeah. All the trips are blurred together. In 2015, Ian and I rented a convertible Mustang, a white convertible Mustang. I let him drive it. I wasn't supposed to. I let him drive it on Thanksgiving going back. I'm like, don't get pulled over. You're not supposed to be driving. Thanksgiving, we drove back from Aurora Grande, where my parents live. So I called my dad from my brother's in LA in Santa Clarita. And she's like, we didn't know you were coming. And it's the day before. We didn't know you were coming till yesterday. And my dad was like, yeah, she made me vacuum. And that was the last time I ever stayed with them, too. And when I came up in 2018, Joyce and I just drove up there, had lunch with them, and drove back down to Santa Clarita. But, yeah, that was the last time. Oh, and I remember, like they gave us dinner when we got there, and we had, I think we watched a movie. My dad told so many stories because Ian was there. I loved it. I wished I had filmed him. He told all these stories in 2015 at Thanksgiving. And I think it was because I'm like, you don't tell these cool stories when I'm just here, Dad. What the heck? But he told the stories about them driving across the country. I think it was like 1960. Look up when the Beatles landed. They drove to Kentucky and they drove out. Like, he not only took me everywhere. I mean, he took all of us everywhere. I mean, like, I don't think all 7 of us went to Mexico, but I remember my sister was there. So like my sister, and she was 6 years older than me, and my brother John. I'm wondering if my older brothers went to Mexico. I don't know. But he took, so they drove across the country with these 6 kids. I'm the youngest. I'm 7. I was the 7th child. So before I was born, they drove out. He's like, he said Chicago, and I think he was confused because it was New York. I looked it up. He's like, we were in New York when the Beatles landed in New York. This probably is why my brother Christopher was a Beatles fanatic. He loved the Beatles. That's why I had to, when I was in London, I had to go to Abbey Road, and that's where I went. Did you guys see my shirt? I'll show you my shirt. I have it in the closet. Did my laundry today, so I washed my shirt. You've seen my shirt before, haven't you? I had to get the Abbey Road shirt. I got Ian a t-shirt and it had the revolver. It had the year I was born on it, but I wanted to get the Abbey Road, so it's let me show you. Let me show you. This is my lovely closet. I haven't even set, and I haven't set it. Here it is, 1969. See, isn't that cool? I got that in London. So, but yeah, he told all these cool stories. Oh, and I gave him a ride in a convertible. We went to the beach. And he told another story when we did that. And my brother Christopher was in a, that was the last time I saw my brother Christopher and the last time I saw my dad, 2018. I took him for a ride in the beach in the convertible, and he told another story. He was telling like all these stories, and I think because Ian was there, it seemed like he was telling all these stories. And I wished like I hadn't gotten a good phone. I hadn't gotten a phone I could film on, but I wished I had, or maybe I did, but I didn't know how to do it. I don't know, but I wished I had filmed all of that. Because he told all these stories. He's like, it was pandemonium, and we were in, and he said Chicago, but I looked it up, and I'm like, they wouldn't have landed in Chicago, I don't think. They landed in New York. And he's like, the only hotel was the Waldorf Astoria, and so they pull up with these 6 kids. They have their pillows, and they're at the Waldorf Astoria, and IBM was paying for it probably. So my dad was worked in Kentucky, I think for the summer. And so they took all the kids and went, and like my brother Jonathan, they said my brother Jonathan was a baby. My mom used to talk about that trip. My mom usually talked, this was unusual that my dad was talking so much. And I attribute it to Ian being there. Ian is my dad's namesake because he's Ian Peter for my dad. And then my brother Christopher is also Christopher Peter. And my brother Christopher lived with us too when Claire was in 1996, when I was due with Claire, with my Claire Bear. That's my 4th. My brother Christopher lived with us, and Ian was his little buddy. Ian was 3, and so we saw them, and they not long after that moved to the Bay Area. I think they bought. So my grandmother had lived in. Oh, it's a beautiful house. My sister wanted them to give it to her. She couldn't afford it. I don't think she could afford it. But her I want to say something bad here, but her husband, let's just say her husband. Let's not say anything bad here. But her husband is superstitious. And my grandmother had died in the house. He didn't want to buy a house where anybody had died. He was superstitious. So I wouldn't have cared, but I wasn't. My grandmother passed in 96. Which was around the time my sister left Los Angeles, and they went up to Stockton because her husband's a truck driver. And houses were way cheaper up there, up in Stockton. So she lives in Stockton. But I don't know what year it was, but around the time after, right after, because my mom got married to my dad in 1949. So she graduated and she was 19. So it was right after she graduated in, what did I say, 46. They moved to the Bay Area. So she was a teenager there. So they also lived on the East Coast for a while. My uncle was born, let's see, I'm trying to think when he was born. Third. See, my mom was born in 29. I think my uncle was born in like 33 or something, or 34, 35, 36, maybe something like that. And my aunt, like I always, she was a lot younger. She was like 6 years old when my mom was 19. So how many years is that? She was a lot younger than my mom. She was actually closer in age to my oldest brother, Tim, than to my mom. My brother Tim was born in 51, I think. So my aunt Dorothy was born, and she's my mom's only living sibling. My mom's one of the oldest of three. So yeah, my mom was all over. My mom never talked about really her much about her childhood, but she was born in the Philippines. My mom was born in the Philippines, and then get this. This was army brat life, right? My grandfather was in the army. My mom was born in 1929 in Corregidor, the Philippines. Then my uncle was born in New York State, some army base there, I guess. And then the youngest, my Aunt Dorothy, was born in La Jolla. Like all over the place. So no, my mom grew up all over the place. New York. It seems like she said that they were in Texas before, but none of them were born in Texas. So she was an army brat. Yeah, sounds like that was her guilty conscience. Yeah. Yeah. And so ever since then, every time I come, and then even when we went to eat with them, she didn't know I was there. And it's like my brother was on the phone, and my brother is hard to understand. My brother like mumbles and he's got a really deep voice and blah, 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 blah. And I can understand that, but I'm like, I was right there. And he was saying, Susan's here and we would like to take you out to eat. It was June. That was 2018. And she didn't expect to see me. She thought it was just John and Joyce, and Joyce wasn't even going to go. But then my brother backed out of it. He had this terrible cough. But yeah, 2018, she didn't. It was like she couldn't see or hear me. It was like I was invisible. I'm a ghost. But so yeah, that's another funny story. What was another story? So my dad told a funny story about the Waldorf Astoria, and he said about driving with his friends when I took him for a ride in the convertible to the beach, and we went to see my brother Chris, and my brother Chris passed in 2018. So three of my brothers passed before either my mom or my dad. So hard on them, and then Chris passed before my dad passed in 2018. I knew he wasn't doing well. And that is really why I came out in 2018. And I combined those three trips. I planned it way ahead of time. And I drove across the country by myself and stayed at Airbnbs on the way. And I went on the missions trip to Mexico again, went to the Switchfoot getaway, and then went to see my family. I knew in 2018 that it's in a video I did. Let me see if I can find the other video I wanted to show you too. What was that? Oh, my phone over here. Oh, I want to message this person back. Let me see. Because she said, so my son maybe could go with me to see this place. Yeah, so I'm going to go look at that at 1 o'clock. I'm going to set my timer right now so I don't forget. Okay. Tuesday. So my dad had remembered driving in a convertible. And he was like, he's like, yeah, I rode in a convertible once before. And he was talking about like back in the like 1940s when he was driving across the country to a friend. My dad got accepted to school at Princeton Theological Seminary. He was gonna be a pastor. How's that? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? And instead he became an engineer. And my parents met at Hayward Presbyterian Church. And that's where they got married. Hayward Presbyterian Church in Hayward, California. And that's where my mom lived, and that's where my grandmother lived. And so I was trying to think of what other cute little story he was telling us when we were there in 2014. Oh, and I was going to tell you. So it's 8:30, and my dad, and she's about like 12 years younger than my dad. So he was in his 80s and she was in her 70s, and they're going to bed. And we drove up from my brother's in Santa Clarita, and Ian forgot his cell phone charger. He left his cell phone charger at my brother's. And so he's going like, is there a Walmart around here? And she's like, oh, but I don't think they're open because it's 8:30. 8:30, and she was just like, you can't go out, it's late. And this was right before Thanksgiving. And so Ian and I go out in the convertible, in the Mustang convertible. And so Ian and I have had other adventures, right? So we go out and we found a Walmart, and he gets his cell phone charger, and we get back to the house and we're locked out. And they're in bed because it's 9 o'clock and they've gone to bed, and I'm going, what are we going to do? We can't get in my dad's house, or it's Nanette's house. Anyways, so I'm waiting at the door. Ian goes around, and I don't know what he got in somehow through the garage. Ian broke into the house and opened the front door for me, and we didn't wake them up. It was so funny. And then this was not funny, but this was about the last last speeding ticket I got. Ian got a speeding ticket in my car, but this is the last speeding ticket I got. When we were going up to Philly and for Claire's wedding, but he got a speeding ticket in Washington D.C. So I had to take Ian to LAX because he had to go back because school was starting right after Thanksgiving. So take him back on, I don't know if it was a Sunday or what. This was 2015, so I don't even remember. So he flew back to Georgia, and then I was going to go up to see my aunt in my Stang that I rented. And my brother's a cop, so he says, be careful on the 5, don't speed, because they'll give you a ticket. In one ear, out the other. So I get on the 5 in my Stang, just coming out of Santa Clarita, headed to San Jose to my aunt's, and I get a speeding ticket. Boom, just like that. I was passing a truck, and I got a speeding ticket. My California adventures. I remember we went out riding with my aunt up in San Jose is in a Jaguar. They have a Jaguar in a Jaguar club, and they go driving around and they go to eat. And yeah, in the Jaguar, it was fun. And this guy, I told you about her husband, though. He's MAGA. He turned my aunt conservative. So sad, so sad. Turned my aunt MAGA. Yuck. But anyways, we weren't talking about that back then. When I was still conservative. I was Republican until Trump. Trump's the one that changed me back into a liberal, like my mom taught me to be, but I wasn't. That was my rebellion, you guys. That was my rebellion that I became a Baptist when my parents were Presbyterian, and I became a conservative when they were liberal. That was my rebellion, you guys. That was how Goody Two Shoes rebelled. And now I'm like, oh, mom, you were right about everything, mom. She was right about everything. So you're all still with me. Thank you for being here, for watching. I'm gonna say you, and I've almost gone 2 hours. Stories. I need to say a poem. What poem do you want to hear? Oh, you want to hear an Airbnb poem? I should say an Airbnb poem. Welcome to Reds. So I have a couple of Airbnb poems. Let me see. Oh, how about Red runs till she's blue. Here's one that's called Making Room. Oh, maybe I'll video this one and see. I'll keep trying. Let's video this one and see if it does any good. Hi. This is an Airbnb poem. It's called Making Room. Out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye, users and losers and abusers. Hello to the heroes, the airmen and mechanics, nurses and workers. Thank you for your service. Hello to the medical students from far off lands, the Georgia Tech boys, and new lifelong friends. Welcome to Reds. That's a poem about my Airbnb, which I did from 2017 till 2019 in Warner Robins, Georgia. Let me do Mi casa is su casa. Okay. Mi casa is su casa is also about my Airbnb. Here's another poem about Red's Airbnb, which I did in Warner Robins, Georgia from 2017 till 2019. It's called Mi Casa is Su Casa. It's cozy and comfy. There's good things to eat. Meeting new people is always a treat. So pull up a chair and have a seat. Cuddle up with my pooch. Watch a movie, read a book, solve a puzzle, play a game. We'll talk way past midnight, learning to cope, leaning on God and not being a dope. Yes, he's here, so have no fear. Get a new mindset, watch the birds and the squirrels, see the sunset, call it home. So, yeah. I was still trying to find I don't know what I called the video, the old, because I put up the old video it was from 2002. Let me see if I can find it. I'll drop it in the chat and share it. I did. That's what I called it, from 2002. I looked chubby. I was so depressed. My brother had passed away. That was my first brother that passed away. And Ian's in this one, running around. Let's watch it. I can show it to you guys. Let me show it to you guys. He's playing with my sister's dog. And it's at my parents' house in California.
Is there a time on there now?
Oh, it's moving. Oh, I can see now. There we go. Isabel! Isabel! No! There you are!
Is there a time on there?
Yeah, I was thinking, does it have a voice too? Is this a speaker?
I guess.
You just
I don't know. We just got it. And
How do you play back then?
I don't know how to play back either. Bob knows how to mini through it, so it plays back.
But I mean, can you play on a TV or only on the computer? Look at Isabel. I got Isabel running.
You'll be able to play it on the computer.
Come on, I got you. Action. This is neat. Yeah, we're out. That's good, Amy. We're out, so she'll behave. She'll get tired.
That's my parents' love.
That's what George does. She'll sit around. Yes, we're good.
And that's Claire and Lydia are on the little bridge.
I got you guys on tape.
A picture
Smile.
at the pumpkin patch, and she wouldn't
Smile.
buy the pumpkin. So, and it goes to video by accident, so I'll turn it on and it'll be on that. And so I was like, well, I should.
Good job, Ian. She's going to be getting tired now. Look at her. Look at that tongue. Good, Elizabeth.
She looks a lot like the dog we have.
See, she's hiding behind you because she thinks you're mean. She doesn't look up. How do you turn it off?
That's the end of it. Okay. Stop sharing. There we go. Let me see. Oh, I did this large, so let me close it. Oh, I did. I already shared it. I'm getting about to double share it. Wait, let me see. What? There was another one I was going to show you. Trying to think of what it was. No, those were my kids. That was me when I was young. How old was I when my brother Paul passed? Let me see. That was me. Yeah, my mom's grandkids. Yeah, that was when I was 36. Yeah. So yeah, that was me and my sister. Yeah, I brought that up because like my sister's talking and I'm talking, and because of the voice thing, and that's what spooked my stepmother, because my voice sounds like my mom. And so I shared that video on Facebook, and my sister was like, I can't tell when I'm talking or when you're talking, our voices are the same. Yeah, no, it was my sister and her dog. And because we were both at my mom's, I told you she lives in Stockton, for my brother Paul's memorial. We had at my parents' house. So, yeah. But I was making the point because I guess it's hereditary, and I didn't really realize our voices were the same. Well, I guess I did before, because it was so funny. So my cousin, my uncle Johnny had two daughters, Michelle and Stacy, and one has passed away. And I remember on one holiday or Christmas or something, I called my uncle's house, and my cousin Michelle, I think it was my cousin Michelle, answered the phone, and I said, "Merry Christmas, Stacy." And she said, "Oh no, it's not. It's not Stacy, it's Michelle. Merry Christmas, Becky." And that's my sister's name. So we each thought, we had the same voices. And so that's when I realized we had the same voice. And then so I shared that video on Facebook, and my sister said, I can't tell when I'm talking or when you're talking, because our voices are the same. And and it's also the same as my mom's, and so that's what so spooked my stepmother. And I said, "Fasten your seatbelt," which my mom was crazy about, say, for some things, but then like she let my brother And I think back and I'm like, oh my gosh, he was probably high half the time he did that. My brother, my oldest brother, Tim, would come to the house and he'd go riding in these fields and his truck, he'd take us riding in the back of his truck and he'd go around like there's a circle there and he'd just drive fast and crazy. And she let us do that. And then I think she probably finally did make him stop, but she was so safety conscious and she didn't want my brother to have a motorcycle. And then he had a motorcycle accident. My dad supposedly let him get the motorcycle. So, I'm trying to think, was there another video I was going to show you? Something I was talking about. Let me think. Do I have it? Oh, I could show you the picture. Let me see if I can find the picture of when I went in 2018, because I have a picture of my dad and Ian. Let me see if I can find it. My dad and Ian and my brother Christopher. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'll show you. I should show you this. I told you about the Newsboys. Let me show you my picture with Michael Tate. Yeah, I was crushing on him. With my book, I gave him a copy of my book. He said, she gives me books. He's so sweet. Yeah, that was the time when the manager called me gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Let me see though if I can find the picture of my dad and Ian, and I found Ian's graduation. Switchfoot getaway pictures. Let me see if I can find it. I have pictures in Sandy. Oh, we went to the Padres game. Oh, here's one of my friends that was right when my book came out. The first person that bought my book from me was a friend I met at the Newsboys. And it was before I knew that they were going to rip me off. It was right when my elephant, when this came out. So yeah, I have another picture. Let me show you. And this is my friend on Donna, and that's at a Padres game too. And she held the book up, and when I took her picture, I carried my books around with me. This one fit especially well in my purse, and then I think I got a probably bigger purse to carry these around. But yeah, that was right when my book came out. I was so excited. I'm still looking. I wanted to show you the picture of when. Let me see if I can find it. I was looking at my pictures. Where are they? Okay. Oh, and here's the picture of in Mexico. Let me show you that. With the Newsboys, Duncan, and the other guys from Adam AG, I think that's how you say it. He's from, he lastly was in the band, I think he went out solo, but he goes on that missions trip. I don't know if he still goes, but then Michael and the other two guys from the Newsboys don't really go on the missions trip. So, but I'm trying to find you the picture of that Thanksgiving trip I was talking about with my dad and my son and my brother. Because my brother he passed away in December of 2018. This picture of Joyce and I on our trips. I'll show you. I'll show you Joyce and I. So Joyce kept, like I said, I started going places when people asked me. And in 2014 in the summer, like Joyce asked me to go to what did I say, Niagara Falls with her. And we walked over the Rainbow Bridge to Newsboys is a band. Yeah, it's a Christian band. And they do the God's Not Dead movies, which are really stupid, though, honestly. I don't like them anymore. Very conservative. I found, oh my goodness. And I recently found, if I would have seen this before, I wouldn't have been so enamored with him. I recently found a picture with Michael Tate and a picture with Trump and Paula White praying over Trump. You know how Paula White's his pastor and she's delusional and, oh, Trump was sent by God. They're in a freaking cult. But anyways, Michael Tate's African American and I heard him say something one time at a concert. And I was like, wait, what? Something about, Republican. Oh, he's Republicans are the good guys. Or he said something like that. And I was like, what the heck? These people have brainwashed you? Yeah. But yeah, I recently saw him did I show you this picture of Joyce and I at it was at one of we went to a Woman of Faith conference and we would always go antiquing to antique places. And because she sold the postcards, vintage postcards and pictures out of books. Look at her with all these books here. That's Joyce and I in North Carolina. This was Lavonia Antiques in, I think it was in North Carolina. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's Joyce and I. So what else happened in 2014 is Lydia, my youngest best friend, Lydia would always go to the beach with her best friend Brooke. And we were out shopping one day and I ran into Brooke's grandmother and she's like, come to the beach with us. And I'm like, yes. It was like I was in that movie where he says yes to everything. It wasn't that bad though. That was a funny movie. You know the movie with Jim Carrey where he's like, Yes Man? It's called Yes Man or something. Yeah, it was kind of like that. I was like, anybody's going to ask me to go somewhere, I'm going to say yes. And so I ran into my youngest daughter's best friend's grandma, and they would go to Myrtle Beach every year. So I'm like, yes. And so I went to Myrtle Beach and two, I didn't pay. They had a timeshare and they would pack all these people into all of her family and everything. And I slept in the room with her mom, her best friend. Oh, that's a funny story too. You guys, I don't know this for certain, but I'm pretty certain. So around the same time, about the same time I split up with my husband, my youngest best friend's mom split up with her husband. They split up. And one day, Lydia came back and she was always flirting. I didn't really care. And I told her all about what was going on, like with with my husband and I on this beach trip, and she drank. She was like drunk the whole time. So I think she really hit it off with my. She I don't know this for sure, but I like really didn't care. So this my youngest best friend's mom split up with her husband right when Bob and I split up, and it was after this beach trip. And then one day, Lydia's soccer team was coming back from a game, and they stopped at this place, and Lydia sees her best friend's mom and her dad at the bar. And I'm like, and she came home right away and told me. And like she was kind of concerned. Poor Lydia. I wasn't really concerned. And after that, like we were friends on Facebook, and we were like, I used to watch her child. She used to pay me. She was a nurse. And I used to pick up Brooke from school on some days and watch her until she got off work, because she would do those 3 12-hour days, and it would be 40 days a week and then be off the other 4 days. So yeah, the Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure, because like she would flirt with him right in front of me, and I like really didn't care. And then she was cute. She was older than me though. And but yeah, I'm like, yeah, pretty sure like he doesn't say no to anything. He wouldn't say no. That's why I'm pretty sure like he always cheated on me when he was out of town. Because he didn't like the emotional connection, but he liked women, and he liked, and he wouldn't say no to anybody. Like he's very, like I talk about myself being codependent. My ex was so totally codependent too. I mean, that's why like he enables our kids. I would enable our kids. Like we're both enablers, and I would get pissed because like we would need help, or I'd need him to do something, and someone at church would ask, like, I got this lady at church kind of annoyed with me because she asked him, and it's an older lady and it's nice and everything, but she was like, she asked him to do something for her, and he went to her house, and just anything anybody asks him to do. And I know that if any, and he's, he's pretty good looking. And so I'm like, I know when he gets out of town, he gets approached by women and he wouldn't say no. He'd be, yeah, sure. So I'm sorry. And it's just like, yeah. And I used to be really jealous, and he loved that. But towards the end, I was just like, I don't care anymore. And then I was just like, pretty sure he's been cheating on me for a while, but whatever. Bye. And so, yeah, this friend that I went to the beach with, and so that was probably the following year. Like this friend I went to the beach with, my youngest best friend's family, and hung out with her at the beach while she got drunk. And I still didn't drink then. You know who got me drinking again? Oh, it was an Airbnb friend too. It was someone from the Mexico trip that I met, got me drinking again too. But mostly it was the YouTubers. It was the drinkers on YouTubers that got me drinking again. But I've stopped again. I don't drink. So yeah. Just better not to stop. Just better not to. That saves money too, you guys. Not drinking saves money. So yeah, I'm a teetotaler again. Because of all the stuff in my family, that's why I didn't drink. And never even the the YouTubers got me to try pot too. Again, it was funny. I saw some little short that was funny with a comedian, and it was about someone who left Christianity, which I did for a short amount of time, and just came back and be like, I don't have to be an a-hole mega person. I can still be a Christian, and I still believe in God, and God is not like that. So my son says all the time, he's like, they aren't like Jesus. That's not, and yeah, my son's kind of, yeah, I don't like Baptists anymore either. I don't think I'd ever go to a Baptist church. And I decided been visiting churches. I told you, like, I've been finding churches on gaychurch.org. And I was thinking I might do a video about that. I might do a video about how I found my church in Parker, because it's an awesome church. It's called Hilltop Church, United Church of Christ in Parker, Colorado. It's a great church. And I found it on gaychurch.org. And this is how, if you want to stay Christian and don't want a mega church, this is how you find it. I think that's what it is. And I found that through Freed Hearts. And so this is how. But the last 2 Sundays, though, I've been going to a CODA meeting on Sunday morning. So I haven't been. But I've been to a couple in the area. Been to a Lutheran church, St. Andrew's Episcopal Church. I think those are the only 2. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I've been here 4 weeks now. Yeah. And the last 2 Sundays, I've gone to CODA. But yeah, I'm just a supporter, though. I'm straight. But this is how you find a not mega church. And that is how I do it. Anyways, that's how I found my church. I'm trying to think, my church, because even unfortunately, I did like the Sanctuary, Denver, but it's not a very big church. And I told you I met mega people there, and I was just like, conservative people there. So, and I just wanted to find an affirming, loving, inclusive church. And that's how I found it. And let me show you, but about not believing in hell, Susan Cottrell. So where I found that site is through Susan Cottrell Freed Hearts YouTube channel and website. But she also has a series on, she's a pastor, and she's supportive of gay people. She has a TED Talk. Her name is Susan Cottrell. And she has a TED Talk. I didn't mean to go full screen on that. I didn't even know I could do that. Whoops. Went full screen on the StreamYard. So her name is Susan Cottrell. She has a TED Talk about her daughter coming out. She left the evangelical church because they were telling her to treat her daughter like crap because she came out as gay. She wrote a book called Mom, I'm Gay, and she has a TED Talk. I think it's the same thing. And she has a whole series on that there's not hell. She doesn't believe in hell. So it's pretty cool. So check it out. She has a whole series. Let me see if I can find. I should share one of those videos again. Hell no. Hell is not biblical. So let's watch all these. Check these out if interested. So yeah, it's Susan Cottrell Friedhartz. Part of her series on Hell No series. It's very interesting. Yeah. Let me say, to close up, let me say my storm poem again. There's a pretty rainbow. There's the pretty butterflies. Yeah, it's gone 2 hours. Let me. Delusional. Yeah, delusional's right. Yeah. I'm with you there, Pam. So. Let me do my little prayer list. Before, I used to have all guys at my lives, and now I have all girls. It's funny. It varies. I still didn't find the picture. I still want to show you the picture of my dad and my brother and Ian. Let me look again before I go. Pam, Elsa, Brenda. There's 6 watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. I need watch time, y'all. I have to think of some more videos to do. Yeah, about the house. It's not really crowded though. And like, cause some of the people I haven't met. So I said like, there's approximately that. There's either 6 or I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's not because like all the rooms upstairs have their own bathroom. And I mean, you see people when they go to the kitchen, but I haven't met all the people. Like her son lives here. I haven't met him. I've met Nazarene and Michiku, and I've met I've met 4 people. I haven't met. There's 3 of the people I haven't really met that live here. I don't hardly see them either. It's a pretty big house. I'm right by the front door. And like I said, like everything I need is in here. So I don't need to go out for very much, for much of anything. I have my coffee maker here. I have this thing that makes hot water. I have the refrigerator, the microwave. I have everything I need in here. I mean, I go only these. There's 3 rooms down here, and there's what did I say? 6 bedrooms. There's 3 rooms upstairs, and those rooms upstairs all have bathrooms. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's not crowded though. No, it's not crowded. Like everybody has their own room, except I think there's. I don't know. We'll talk. We'll talk later. I'll put it in the chat. No, I won't. We'll talk later. I'll text you, Pam. I'll text you, Brenda. So yeah, let me see if I can find that one more time before I say my storm poem again. Let me see if I can find this picture I want to show you. Because I want to show you the picture. I can't find it. I don't know. Weird. I have some old pictures on here. Oh my goodness. So show you these. Let me show you Lydia's best friend from grammar school that I was talking about. One year we were Alice in Wonderland, and Lydia was Alice, and then the next year Brooke was Dorothy, and I was the Tin Man, and Lydia was the Lion. We were gonna have her dad be the Scarecrow, if he only had a brain, but he was out of town for work. Yeah, and another time he was out of town to cheat on me. He always took those trips, they said, too. Gee, I wonder why. They paid him more money to go out of town. That's why he liked it, too. It's all about the money. Money, 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 money. But, yeah, it was pretty scary. At 9/11, my ex was out of town. My then husband was out of town. And they almost sent him to California. And but they sent him to Chicago. And that was better because they couldn't fly. You know how the planes were all grounded? It was so scary. He was in, yeah, because, yeah. Remember 9/11? Well, you know, yeah, he was always gone. Always gone. He was always gone. He was either at work or he was just always gone. He was always either out of town for work. He was gone when he was building the house. He was always gone. Or he was playing soccer, or he was out getting drunk. So that's why I sound so pissed, because I am. Like, and for him to steal my dog, like, it's like he wasn't even freaking around half the time. Like, I freaking raised you. How can you freaking turn on me like this? It's just really not fair. Because, like, he was not there. most of the time. I can't find the picture I'm looking for. Cannot find it. I'm finding lots of pictures though. Here's a picture. Let me show you this one. I want to show you these old pictures. I love old pictures. This is, I was talking about my uncle. This is, I'm about 16 here. I think this was after my grandfather passed. This is my uncle, my mom's brother, Uncle Johnny. This is in San Francisco. This is my youngest brother, John. This is my brother, Paul, who passed in 2002. And this is my brother, Christopher, who passed in 2018. Thank God he stuck around, because my mom, he lived near my parents too. This is my cousin, Jeff, and that's me. And this is my uncle. He would take us on a tour of San Francisco every time we came out. I think this was after my, I was about 16 when my grandfather passed. I think that's what that is. So yeah, that's in San Francisco. So I'm not finding the picture I want to show you. I think it might be in a different thing. But I wanted to show you that picture. Do you want to see a picture of mom? Picture of mom. Let me see. Albums. Let me see if I can find it in here. I can't find it. Oh, it should be here. I can find it. I can find it now. Just a second. I'll show you. I found it. I found it. Okay. I'll show you a picture from the trip in 2015. No. I had 5 brothers. We had every color of hair. So my brother Jonathan and my brother Christopher have red hair, and I have red hair. But my sister had brown hair. You can see her in the video. She was filming. So my sister had, otherwise I probably wouldn't have shared that video, honestly. I have my sister's wedding. Yeah, see how nice I would. I have my sister's wedding video on my YouTube, but it's private. Because, yeah, she would be kind of pissed if I showed it. But I felt like okay to share that because she was filming me and she was just talking. So, my sister's not, my sister would dye her hair red though. But her hair wasn't naturally red. But there's 7 of us. And so my oldest brother, Tim, had blonde hair. Kind of like my oldest son's hair is blonde too. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And then Mark had brown hair, like light brown hair, like my sister Rebecca. And then Paul's hair was kind of black. Paul was in the middle of us. He was Tim, Mark, Chris, Paul, 4. He was 4. My sister was the 5th, and then they had another son, my brother Jonathan, and then they had me. I'm 7. And so 3 of us. And my brother Christopher had the darkest, like brightest red hair. My brothers and I was kind of strawberry blonde. So mine naturally is really like lighter than this, like strawberry blonde. So my oldest granddaughter, Freya, came out with red hair, right? But as she got older, she's like 2 now, she's going to be 3 in April. And it's really, really blonde, but it's like a strawberry blonde. And my hair was like that when I was a baby. Okay, so I found the picture I'm going to show you. This is the picture from 2015. So that's my brother Chris. He was in a nursing home then, but he was doing better then. But he passed, and that was 2015. Yeah. So my dad and Ian and Chris, but yeah, I have video. I should see if I can find it. I have a video of my brother Christopher and Ian when Ian was 3, when he lived with us in 96, and them wrestling. I should try to find that. And so what I did with all my videos when I left Georgia is I had VHS tapes. I had 8mm tapes. I hadn't looked at them in years. I like forgot what I had. But I had all these videos, and I had them put, because it was about $300, I had them converted to digital with iMemories. And so that's what I did the video. I have to figure out a way to do it. Yeah. We all resemble each other, I feel like. Yeah, let me show you the other picture. I have it. I put it up on because I put it on my Facebook when he passed. So I was really glad Ian went with me that time too. The picture of us in San Francisco. There it is. Yeah. That must be that same trip when I was 16. It must be about 82. I think that was right before my brother went out to Boca Raton back then. So like he's about 30 or something, and I'm about 16. Or maybe he's 20 something. Let me see. Let me get out my calculator. If it's 1982, my brother was born in 55. Yeah, so he's about 27 there. And I'm about 16. Yeah. 15. Because I remember when I had a nice driver's ed. I was taking driver's ed. Yeah, my mom, like, we're laughing because my mom was waiting for the exact moment the trolley would be right there. My mom was very particular too, and she was obsessive about pictures. And it's funny, I would be obsessive about getting pictures with my kids and getting us all together at Christmas and getting a picture. And my kids would tease me and they'd be annoyed with me. They'd be, like there was a picture on here of our family picture, and they're like making a face, and oh, here's a picture with all the Newsboys. Let me show you guys this. Newsboys reunited. I'll show you the picture of the Newsboys. That's the same picture, but the other one I zoomed in on Michael and I. There's the Newsboys. Those are the Newsboys. Oh, we cut Jeff off. Jeff is a keyboard player, but that's okay. And that Duncan is that's the drummer. This is the bass player. That's Peter Furler. We were all three of us, Michael Tate, me, and Peter Furler, were all born in 1966. Gen Xers. And I said when we were going to take because you pay extra to get backstage passes or whatever, and I said, I want to stand between Michael and Peter. But yeah, I forget how many pictures I have on my you want to see the place where we stayed in Mexico? It was the same place. I think it was the same place every year. I don't think they've gotten, I don't know, maybe they've gotten another place. It's been you're 10 years older than me. You don't look it. You don't look it. Look at where I stayed in Mexico for the Newsboys. We would go out to the poor areas and build the houses, but this is the hotel we stayed at. Isn't it nice? Beautiful. Yeah, I forget. I have a lot of good pictures on my on my Facebook. Oh, here's I think this picture's from 2014. This is from my trip in 2014 that I took to see my dad. The time when I spooked my stepmother. That's my dad and my yeah, that one's from 2014. No, it wasn't Habitat for Humanity. But yeah, I'd love to start building for Habitat for Humanity. It was it's just a Christian group, and I wish I could remember the name of it. They are on Facebook somewhere. Oh goodness, so much. Went through so much in the years, like graduation. I tried to sell. I was trying to sell Mary Kay for a little bit, like for a few months. My sons were in college, and I'd go see them at college. Let me show you. My sons, I would go see my sons once a month when they were at college at the University of Georgia. And that one's Ian, and that's my oldest son, Teddy. So like I said, the guy's name was Baha Bob, the pastor down there, where we went to in Tijuana to build the houses, and we were right by Rosarito Beach. Oh, here's the beach in Boca Raton. I just love the beach. Beautiful beaches in Boca Raton too. You want to see this? This is when we were down for. I think this is the last time I went down for Thanksgiving. Must have been 2013. Beautiful beaches in Boca Raton too. Not this. The beaches just are not the same in Georgia. I'm sorry. The beach in New Jersey was it was okay too. It's just I don't know why. It's just not as pretty. It's not as pretty as the beach in not even as pretty as the beach in Oregon. I love the Oregon coast. It's gorgeous. But the beach in Boca is pretty. So gosh, I've almost gone 3 hours now. But let me say another poem. Let me see. Have I done many of my? I thought I did. I thought let me do it again and just see. But I'd love to be. Jimmy Carter was the best. Oh my goodness. That guy, I mean, I aspire to be like Jimmy Carter. And you know what? I told that story. I was in Atlanta. I was still in Georgia when I was driving for Lyft, and it was 2018. It was right after Muhammad left my house, actually. And I got a Lyft ride up to Atlanta. I went to see Ian. Ian was living in Atlanta. And for a little bit after he graduated from the University of Georgia, he got a job at an insurance place, but he doesn't like desk jobs. This interview he has tomorrow is for a camp. He worked at a camp last summer up in Bend. And he likes that kind of work outside and stuff. But I love Jimmy Carter. And in the years like when Trump was president last time, 2016, I just didn't vote. But see, I wasn't speaking out. That I don't like. A lot of people didn't know that I did not like him. I remember a friend from church, the one whose bathroom my husband fixed, and I said something. I was like, do you think you could finish our bathroom? Because our bathroom wasn't even finished. Our master bathroom wasn't even finished in our house. But this was when we were. But so I gave a friend a copy of the book, and she loved it, and she's like, "Oh, don't you love Trump?" And I'm just like, "No." Well, he's pro-life and blah 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 blah, and she was going on about and I lost money on this. I gave away too many of these. But my friend Hope that I met, my friend Hope lives in Florida, and I met her at, I haven't been to see her in forever. That was one of the possibilities of where I was going to go when I left Georgia. Was I was thinking of going to, she lives by Pensacola, near Pensacola, Florida, my friend Hope. But again, also MAGA, Florida, whatever. But she was the first one that bought. She has a little girl. She's about my, maybe she's a little bit older than my oldest child, my friend Hope. She was the first person to buy a copy of my book. It was $21. I bought, because they gave me a couple of free copies, but I paid them $3,000 and then they ripped me off. And so it's upsetting. I get riled up when I talk about politics and when I talk about Page Publishing. But anyways, so I was sort of in the closet that I didn't like him. I didn't vote. I didn't vote at all. I didn't want to vote for Hillary. I didn't trust Hillary, and I wasn't going to vote for him. And that's when I stopped being a Republican. It was because of Trump in 2016. And so what I was getting to is that, I was like, I'm not going to be Republican anymore. I think I'm going to be a Democrat. And I was up in Atlanta because I got a Lyft ride, best Lyft ride I got up to Atlanta from Warner Robins. It was about an hour and a half away. And it was like $100 Lyft ride. I didn't get good rides. It wasn't that busy in Warner Robins. So, that's one of the things I'm thinking of doing here, besides, working on editing my book and finding a publisher and working on my YouTube. I'm thinking of driving for Lyft again here in San Diego, but I haven't got my, I renewed my tags. My tags expire in March. So I already renewed my tags. They expire. I already got my new tag, Colorado tag. So hopefully I don't have to change that yet, but I have to get my California driver's license and all of that and change my insurance over. And I'm trying to figure out which address to use since I'm staying at Airbnb. And right now my bank account is this address. And then when I move Airbnbs next Sunday, I'll have to tell my bank that I'm at that address because they want a permanent address. And I gave them also my box number. But anyways, so in 2018, I was up in Atlanta and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a Democrat now. And I've been all these years in Georgia and drove by it, near it, off of 75 this way to the Jimmy Carter Library. And I was up in Atlanta and I had lunch with Ian. And when I was coming back, I was like, I'm going to go to the Jimmy Carter Library. And I did. And and that's when Mohammed contacted me. Mohammed was going to come back to Georgia. He said he didn't leave the country. He was a liar, pants on fire, hanging from the telephone wire. That's when Mohammed was going to come back to Georgia for my birthday in October and marry me so he could get his green card. Yeah, that was funny. Yep. Okay, I'm going to say my storm poem. I think I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it to 3 hours. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but Jimmy Carter had a heart and a soul. Yeah, absolutely. What's that thing that says I have the thing on my Instagram that says, let me go to it. It says, I mourn not just the passing of a great man, but also how far America has drifted from his example. Below are links to my Instagram, Facebook, and all of that, my blog, my website, I think. So check that out. Linked below. If you're interested, I put a lot of pictures on my Instagram they go to my Redheaded Riding Hood Facebook page, which the link is also below. If you want a copy of my book, the link is below. I have to order them because like this is like the last one I have. So, and Amazon's been wanting to charge me $15 for my own book, and I used to be able to get it for $2. So the price has gone up, but see below the information below if you would like a copy of this book. And that's what the poem I'm going to say is from. Going to see I can hear maybe. This is the international Airbnb. Everybody's from somewhere, another country. Oh, hope ICE doesn't show up. My bad. It's not the... They only dislike certain immigrants, it seems like. Doesn't it seem like that? Yeah. Because, surprise, surprise, Meg is a little racist. Gosh, my light is like... Yeah, oh, that's way better, way better. I need to put it on this side. Okay. Let me move this over. I'm sitting on my bed here. Oh, that is so much better. You guys need to see this. See that? It's so much better. The light was like shining like that. With it the other way. So much better. I need to be a better videographer. Oh my goodness. So here I go. You've heard this a million times, but anyways, I'm saying it again. Whoop. It's a storm poem from my book, The 7-Story Tree. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I mourn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day, through the clouds, I'll see the rainbow. There, wait, how am I trying to put it on the video? Bye. I was trying to turn my so it show on the video. It's still going. I thought I pressed stop. All right, let me pray for y'all. Yes, and I think that so Jimmy Carter is the first president that I remember, and like his daughter was about my age. You know, I remember in the 70s when he was president. So thank you all for being here. 6 watching. That was fun. Like sometimes I go like, I don't feel like going live. And I didn't even go to the beach today. But I went and hiked over there. I went to the store and I did my laundry, and my son got his car fixed. So, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you. And, I want to pray for all the people in this house. I won't say, but I want to pray for everybody in this house too. And for our country, pray for our country. Don't forget that. Yeah, I'm going to pray. Oh, and I'm going to pray for Emma. So there was a girl that had a bullying situation, saw one of my bullying videos. And she listens to Joyce Meyer. She's in the UK. And so I'm gonna pray for her also. Also, guys, I hope you'll come back. I haven't seen Anthony in a while. I haven't seen Glenn. We miss you guys. Haven't seen Ivan in a minute. I hope y'all will come back. Let me get my phone off of here. Let me pray. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. I pray that you be with them. And please be with Emma in the UK, Lord, and give her wisdom in how to deal with the bullies that are bothering her, and help her, if possible, to be able to avoid them. And I pray you'll be with her. Lord, thank you for Pam and her support of my channel. I pray you bless her and her family and her kids and her grandkids. And thank you for her. Lord, I pray you'll be with Elsa and keep her safe. And thank you for watching over her through all the storms and everything. Please bless her kids and her fur babies. And thank you for her support of my channel. Please be with Brenda. Keep her safe as she travels. I still remember May. And watch over her and her husband as they travel. And bless her children and her grandchildren. Thank you for always guiding us, Lord. Please guide me in finding a place that's not too expensive, that me and my son can stay at, Lord. Just guide us in the right direction. If I should buy a tiny home for $40,000 or not. And yeah, just I know you'll guide us, Lord. So thank you for that. I pray that you bless all the people in this house, Lord. And I pray that you would bless them and be with them, bless them with health, keep them safe. Thank you for Irina and her chickens and her lovely garden. And I pray you bless her and her son. And I just pray your blessings over this whole house, Lord, and anybody who comes and stays in this room after me, and the people in the other rooms and downstairs and upstairs. And Lord, I thank you for the beautiful city of San Diego, Lord. And thank you that me and my son were able to come here. We're able to be here, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for the ocean. And thank you that my son has an interview tomorrow. Please let it go well. And I just thank you for guiding us here, Lord. I believe you led us here. Thank you for that. I pray for this country, Lord, that you would help us to get involved, help us to stay informed, help us to speak out, Lord, help us to write our congressmen and congresswomen and to go to town. Have you guys heard about the town halls? Oh my goodness. All the town halls going on. Lord, help us to resist in any way we can. I pray that you would thwart, that the judges would not tire of continuing to try to stop the illegal things that Trump and Elon are doing, Lord. Please, please help with our country, Lord. Please help us and help us to act, guide us in what to do and what we can do and what we should do, and to not give up our concede to these people in power, Lord. Thank you that Elon's stock is going down, Lord. Hit him in the pocketbook, Lord. Let them lose money, lose money, lose money. Hit him where it counts, Lord. Just help us, Lord. Help us to resist, Lord, and help us, the Democrats, to get back seats they've lost. I pray for the election on April 1st. It's in Florida, I think, Lord, that the Democrats would win that seat, Lord. Please, please, God, help this country, Lord. Please be with the people of Ukraine, Lord. In Gaza. I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. So, yeah, that's about it. I've gone 3 hours and 7 minutes. Wow. You guys, I thought I was going to get hungry. I need to eat less. Oh my goodness. Ian and I went and got these Vietnamese sandwiches last night. Oh, they were really good. It was really, really salty. And then we went over to Fiesta Island and had our sandwiches. So that was fun. Yeah. It's been, I said a couple. So my son thinks I'm a little obsessed now. I'm going to stop saying it. I'm like, oh, I see a white van. I see a white van. So my YouTube nemesis, Van Life channel, that started all the bullying, his friends to bully me, he's in this area. So I'm like, it's a white van. It's a white van. I'm like freaking out like it's a kidnapper. I'm like, he's like, are you paranoid, Mom? So my son is like, are you paranoid? And I'm like, okay, what are the chances if someone lives in their van that they might be where you might be? If they're in San Diego and they live in their vehicle, they might be at. It's not really that paranoid. I know he was in the area, so. But anyways, I've stopped that, because my son thinks I'm total. And I called him my YouTube nemesis. But oh, God bless him too. God bless you. You know who you are. God bless you. God bless you, my new YouTube nemesis. I'm going to let you guys go now. I'm going to let y'all go. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, everybody who's watching the replay. Good night.